Welcome to the memory tutorial. This tutorial will cover 4 aspects of memory. First we'll look at adding content to Lightbox 3. Then we'll be creating a memory screen with that content. Next we'll be creating themes for memory screens. And lastly we'll be briefly looking at creating a menu. To access the manager, hold the bottom left of the screen for 5 seconds. You will now see a series of options. Choose Launch Manager and input your PIN. The default PIN is 874100. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to reset the Lightbox data and create a memory screen from fresh. The first step in creating a memory screen is to upload the content we intend to use to create this screen. This includes images for the pairs, background intro screen, and so on. This is all done in the library. We can simply drag and drop our media files like so. Files can be quickly organised via options at the top of the screen. For more info on that, check out the Lightbox overview tutorial. Now we have our content uploaded, let's make a start on our first memory screen. On the Screen tab, press the plus icon and select Memory. Our memory screens are split into 4 different tabs. The first tab we're going to look at is General. We can name our screen. You can set a background here or set one later in the theme settings. Set between 1 and 3 levels for the memory game, and then set how many pairs that need to be matched on each. You can set up to 32 pairs. Then lastly, you can set the labels. It's important to note that the General tab is where you apply a theme. We'll be going over this shortly. The next tab we'll look at is Intro. This tab lets us customize the introduction page. You can set an image, put in a title and body if you wish, and customize the start button. Now we move on to the Pairs tab. The Pairs tab is where you set the pairs to be matched. You can use a number of images in the sequential or random order. You need to set at least enough pairs to fill out your highest level. However, you can have full control over which pairs are displayed in each level by setting the order to sequential. For example, in this tutorial we will have a 2-level memory game with 6 pairs for level 1, then 9 pairs for level 2. So we will add 6 images for the first level, then 9 images for the second level. Once you set sequentially, you can alter the specific sequence by arranging the item order like so. The first 6 pairs will now display in the first level, and the last 9 pairs will display in the second level. You can also choose to display information upon pop-up once a pair is found. You can set a close button label for this as well. The information will be taken from items in the library. If you want to edit these items, first save your memory screen, head to Library, and edit your items like so. As you can see, once the pairs match, the information is now displayed. Now head back to where we were before to finish our game. The last tab we'll look at is Game End. This is the pop-up displayed upon completing a memory game. We can set an image for this pop-up, a title which displays before the completion time, body text, as well as customizing the finish button. Now we've added images to our memory game, we're able to see a preview of the pairs in the General tab, including how they will display depending on the amount chosen. Once we've completed the pairs screen, we need to allow visitors to access it. If you only have one memory game, you simply set your game as the home screen like so. If however you want to share more than one game, or are linking to other Lightbox-3 applications, you will need a menu screen. We'll go over this later, but first let's look into creating a theme to style our memory game. The theme section is where you're able to further customize how your content is presented in the viewer. The default theme applies to all of your screens as standard. You can edit this theme if you want, or create a completely new one to apply to individual screens, or even set to the new default. We're going to work on a new one. Click the plus icon or simply duplicate an existing theme like so. The first thing to do when working on a theme is to set the preview to the screen it applies to, and give your theme a name. For memory, the only theme options you need to worry about are General, Panels, Pop-ups, and Games. Let's go over the different tabs. The first tab we'll look at is General. There are a number of options in the General tab. You can set a default background for this theme, which will be applied to every screen with this theme attached. However, it's worth mentioning you can override the theme background in the individual screen settings as we looked at earlier. Customization to the floating button style changes the colour of the labels you set earlier. As you can see, the changes have been made here. The specific button changes the back button. If you want to change the colour displayed on the panels, we will need to customize them in the Panels tab. The next tab is Pop-ups. The Pop-ups tab allows you to make changes to your intro and game end screens. We can edit the overlay colour and opacity. Or we can set a fill colour in the panel style section. As well as a border. Changes can also be made to the text style, weight, and colour as seen here. You can also customize the panel button here. Changes can be made to the colours and border. These changes will be made to both matched pair and game end pop-ups. We can also change our close button image in the icon section. The last tab we'll look at is the Games tab. The Games tab is where you can customize the appearance of your pairs game. including the colours and sizes of your in-game buttons. We can also change our text style, weight, and colour for this panel. Any icon changes can be made in these sections. Adjustments to the shape of our pairs can be made here. And we can also decide on an image for the rear side of our pairs as well as choosing colours. Customization to the front of pairs can be made here. We can also change the style of the pairs once a match is found, like so. Now we've finished editing our theme, we need to attach it to the memory screen. First we need to save our theme. Then we need to head back to the Screens tab. We then need to go to our memory screen, and under the Style section, choose the theme from the drop-down. As I mentioned earlier, if you want to use more than one memory game or Lightbox-av applications, you will need a memory screen. So first let me quickly create a second memory screen to show you how the menu system works. For a more in-depth look at the menu system, check out our menu and attractor tutorial. Now let's create a menu. Creating a menu screen is similar to creating a memory screen. Hit the plus icon and select Menu. Here we have three different tabs: General, Menu Options, and Layout. General lets you set the screen name, background, theme and text if you want it. We'll leave it all as standard for now. The most important tab we need to look at here is the Menu Options tab. The Menu Options tab is where you create links to your memory screens. Hit the plus icon. Tell the item to link to a memory screen. Set an image. And give it a label. The last tab is the Layout tab that allows us to change various sizing options. For now, we'll just look at the Tiles option and change the size of our menu thumbnails. Just as with the memory screens, the menu screen can be further customized in the Themes section. To find out more information on that, check out the Menu and Attractor tutorial. Press Save once you're done. Then set your menu as the home screen like so. If you want to preview your memory games, hit the red launch button. The memory tutorial is complete. If you have any questions, please get in touch. For more information on other tutorials, go to blackbox-av.co.uk/lightbox. Thanks for watching.